everybody, I'm here to talk to you today about enhancing confidence. Today's presentation is going to focus on building confidence in collegiate performers. By the end of the day, you should be able to walk away from this presentation with some great stuff to help you build confidence in your collegiate athletes. We all know what it takes to be a collegiate athlete. Hard work, dedication, drive, discipline, and believing in your dreams. Right now, I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a teacher, a behavioral consultant, yoga instructor, single mom, and currently I am a student in National University's Performance Psychology Master's Program. But before any of that, I was a Division I goalkeeper for Cal State Fullerton from 2000 to 2002. And even though I had all those things that we just talked about, I was hardworking, dedicated, driven, disciplined, and I believed in my dreams, I still lacked confidence in my own abilities. I feel privileged to be here to speak with you all today because I feel like some of the things that I experienced in college are going to help you relate to your own players. Some things that I struggled with and some common issues that collegiate athletes deal with is not getting enough playing time, injuries, unsatisfied coaches, and burnout. All of these things are going to affect your performers' confidence. Today, I'm going to give you some key elements to help you combat low confidence in your athletic performers. We already talked about some things that can bring the confidence low in our athletes. Now we are going to talk about what it takes to build them back up. Here is a brief overview of what we're going to go over next. We're going to talk about identifying the issue, identifying what is bringing their confidence level low. We're going to talk about identifying the strengths of each player. Treating them as individuals is really important. Each of them play a specific role on the team. We're going to talk about knowing your players, creating purpose, setting small goals, and doing it again. It's so important, and I can't say this enough, the do it again part. Being consistent with our players. This is not stuff that we're just going to address once. We're going to address it over and over and over. And guess what? We're going to be positive every single time. So here we go. Identifying the issue. We cannot fix what we don't know. This means sitting down with your players, listening to what they have to say about themselves. Giving them the time to speak shows them that you're invested in their performance. When they know that you're invested in their performance, and when they see you listening to them and taking time to sit down with them, they're going to know that you are invested in them, and they are going to see that you believe in them, and they're going to start believing in themselves. Another key component of boosting confidence is identifying the strengths. Each player has strengths, and we need to identify each individual's strengths. So stay positive. Find the good in each player. Be constructive. We're not going to brush the mistakes or brush their weaknesses underneath the rug, but we're going to identify them in a constructive way. And then we're going to build upon what already exists. Each player's strengths should be built upon. And once they're built upon and they find and see the success in their strengths, their confidence is once again going to go up. Now, we're not going to be able to do any of these things, and we're not going to be able to build the confidence of our athletes if we don't know our players. Once again, this goes back to you cannot fix what you do not know. So it's important to build a relationship with your players, build trust, and show them that you value them. Once they know that you value them, this again is going to make their confidence go up. Building trust will help them open up to you and express where their difficulties lie, and building a relationship is going to make it easier for you to find ways to build their confidence. Going back to when I was talking about how I struggled with during my career as a collegiate athlete, I talked about playing time. The players that aren't receiving playing time are wondering why they're even still there. So this is really important for those players. Role ambiguity. They don't know why they're there. So you need to make their role clear to them and show them that they have a purpose and a place on the team. Be clear in stating exactly what you want them to do. And it's so important for these players to give positive feedback. This is also relative for players who are recovering from injury. They need to be given a role while they're still injured. They need to be given a purpose on the team because they are still part of the team and they may be suffering from low confidence the most. In addition, this goes back to the feeling that players harbor that their coaches are unsatisfied with them. So it is so important to stay positive throughout the times of low confidence and low success. That brings me to setting goals. Never underestimate the giddy feeling of empowerment from reaching a goal, even a little one. This is so important. It's so important to set small goals, tangible goals for your players. Ask them questions, ask them what their personal goals are, and give them feedback so that they know what your goals are for them. And remember, set realistic goals. We don't want to set the bar too high. That's setting them up for failure. Be realistic and set small goals that they can achieve. Over time, you will see the large impact that these small achievements will have on your performers. And finally, do it again. Be a consistent coach. Consistency is everything to these players. They need to know that every time they have a problem, they can come to you. And every time you're going to sit down and listen to them. Practicing a ritual of being there for your players is not going to make them perfect, but it will give them reassurance that they're there and you believe in them. And slowly but surely, they will begin to believe in themselves. Be the resource that your players need to reach self-efficacy. Be the resource they need to find their confidence to reach their goals. I strongly believe that the topics we talked about today, like identifying the issue, identifying each player's strengths, knowing your players, creating purpose for them, and setting tangible goals and being consistent with your players will only enhance their confidence. I want to thank you all for attending my presentation. I hope that I was able to give you something today that you can take back with you that will help build the confidence in your collegiate athletes. I'm going to leave you all now with a very inspirational video. On the last slide, please click on the link. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach me at juliana@fvsmedia.com. Thanks again. Have a great day, everybody.